Hey everybody, you got the Hobby Drifter coming at you again from beautiful Tokyo. At least they tell me it's beautiful. I don't know, I haven't really been outside of my house in however long. We are still under a state of emergency, although that has been lifted for many other prefectures except for the one that I'm stuck in. And since I'm stuck inside and I wanted to get a video out, I thought maybe do a video about something else that's been stuck inside. This is the Transformers Generation 1 exclusive Convoy set. It has been in my knick-knack box for over 10 years now. It was an eHobby exclusive. eHobby is a Japanese online toy store that sells regular retail stuff along with a bunch of exclusives. This is one of the exclusives. Like I say, I've had this now for over 10 years, and I've never opened it, and I don't actually know what is in this package. Why did I buy something that I don't even know what it is? Well, let me tell you. Years and years ago, Transformers, like Generation 1 stuff, was not immensely popular here in Japan. Especially down in southern Japan, in Kyushu, where I lived for many years. Not as well remembered as obviously it is in like the US and England and places like that in the English-speaking world. Transformers has always been here. Like, it never really went away, but it was never really the big thing. I can't really find a perfect analogy for like U.S. Nostalgia properties. I mean, like I said, it's been big. It's been going forever, but it wasn't this huge like collectible market. So I could go to secondhand stores and I could buy Generation 1 Transformers for basically nothing. I got deals that I've made people cry telling them how much I used to pay for Transformers. And I'm an immigrant, you know. I've been trying to make my life here in Japan now for 13 years, and especially in those early days, you know, money was tight. You know, the jobs didn't pay super well, and it's not the cheapest thing in the world to start a life in a new country. So, yeah, it turned out that I could make the money that I needed to, you know, get set up for like national health insurance and, you know, different things that you need to work your way up towards residency by, you know, selling toys. And I did. But I felt bad about it. I really did. Especially stuff like where I would find the one I always talk about. I found a boxed but incomplete Fortress Maximus for 5,000 yen, so it was like $50. And yeah, that paid for my a lot of stuff. That paid rent and moving fees to my new apartment. And that was not a rare thing. I mean, I've bought and sold a lot of stuff, but I felt bad about it because I'm a collector too, and I don't want to, you know, gouge people for money. So what I did to make myself feel a little bit better was, one, I would sell my stuff online at a significantly lower cost than most other people. Two, I would set up my friends with just monster deals. And three, I would buy little stuff like this to just give away as freebies to the people who bought expensive stuff from me, just to kind of assuage my guilt a little bit. You know, so it's like, oh, you know, you bought a $500 Diatlas or something from me. Okay, well, here's another little exclusive thing that maybe, you know, to kind of take the edge off. And it did. You know, I still felt kind of bad about it, but this one, I don't know. I never got around to including it in one of my boxes, and it's just been sitting in my extra junk drawer for 10 years. So let's have a look at it. It's the SCF Transformers Generation 1. It's got the nice cartoon style Optimus Prime up here, and this nice, I think it looks like Jeff Sr. art, but, you know, I don't know. That it's talking about, you know, the Takara copyright from 1982 through 2002, so this would have come out in 2002. So I'm guessing, you can see up here, that it's from the online store. And yeah, in the back it's talks about Transformers Generation 1, and here it's like, oh, what is Generation 1? And it started with, you know, Fight Super Robot Life Transformer Season 1 up through the 6th season, which was Transformer Zone, and then continued in the comics through like Battle Stars and all of the combiner stuff. But again, it doesn't really say exactly what it is. It's for 15 and up. It's more copyright stuff, life, culture, marketing, and hobby marketing. And I thought this was like factory sealed, but I see now that this has been resealed, which is kind of nice. I get kind of paranoid when I'm in a secondhand store and they're selling me something that is allegedly sealed, especially when it's, you know, blind packed like this. So it can be a little bit nerve-wracking to be. I mean, people are honest. You know, people don't like to, you know, screw people, but you know, you do worry occasionally that you're gonna, you know, buy something as sealed. You know, get it home, open it, you know, break the seal, and find that it's, you know, just garbage. That's never specifically happened to me. I've gotten stuff where the stuff in the box wasn't what was generally supposed to be in the box. Usually it's extra, like there's, you know, here's the stuff you're buying, and then, you know, they just whatever, cram some other junk in there, which is nice. But this has now been, much like me, isolated from the rest of the world for a long time, and we are going to open it up and let it breathe. Now, what I think is in here, because I haven't done zero research, what I think is in here is like a metallic version of the little SCF like PVC figures for Convoy, but I mean the box obviously makes it look like it's going to be the black version. So I don't know. Maybe it's that. Maybe it's a regular one. Maybe it's rocks. I don't know. But let's get it open. Still in the baggies. All right. Moment of truth. What's in it? All right. First, oh, yep, there it is. Metallic version of the SCF Convoy. These were super popular with collectors outside of Japan when they came out, because, you know, they were G1 anime styled figures that didn't command a lot of space. They were pretty cheap, and I knew a lot of people who had bought a bunch of boxes of these to try to make sets and collect the chases and stuff like that. You can see he's got the version with Megatron. These were released in the US in like Walgreens as I think it was like Walgreens and Meijer stores had them as like Legends of Cybertron. So okay, here's, yeah, the nice metallic colored Convoy. But then, why is it a set? Oh, here we go. So not only is it robot mode, but also the vehicle mode. And I remember this was fairly hard to get in the regular colors. So I think it was two different chase pieces. I think the trailer was one thing, and then the cab was another one, if I remember correctly. And then there's also a stand. Just a little stand for the things. I do like, I liked that a lot of Japanese figures like this would include stands, because a lot of them are very difficult to stand up. So let's put these together and see what we got. All right, so that's pretty nice. The PVC on this is kind of very tight, so I'm very worried that I'm gonna like snap off one of the connectors on it. But you can see the I mean, obviously Megatron is you know, seen better days. This happens with a lot of these PVC figures, or Gashapon. Whenever there's like a long straight piece, it doesn't stay that way for long, and especially not if you leave it in a box for 10 or 20 years. And I mean, there's really nice paint applications here. The head is like just super cute. It's obviously very animation inspired. There's the Takara 2000 made in China thing. And yeah, this is kind of soft PVC, but nice colors. I don't mind the more metallic stuff, especially for Transformers. I don't like when they try to have the chase figures or whatever be like one solid color. Again, except for Optimus, if you make him white, you can hate Plague Optimus. But that stuff is just, it never interests me personally. And whenever I go to hobby shops or whatever, there's always just gluts of this stuff where like they look like gummy candy if they're translucent, or they just, especially like when they're clear, they don't stay clear. This type of like PVC changes color to this, it gets discolored. I mean, this hasn't been in the sun, it hasn't been in like a smoky room or whatever, but it's still very much discolored. But for slightly metallic stuff like this, especially with Transformers, I think it's pretty cool. And here is the I thought this like split to have like roller or whatever, but it's just two separate PVC chunks. Didn't paint the wheels there, but yeah, it's pretty nice. It's got the stamped logo on it, circle mark. It looks like the trailer from the cartoon. It doesn't have the stripe. It doesn't have the stripe, much like the recent Masterpiece figure. It's animation accurate. So yeah, it's a nice, cute little display piece. This thing comes with the stand, but you don't need it because it stands absolutely fine. You can see the stand's got the little SCF logo. So yeah, I'd bet this thing probably had a retail of around 2,000 yen. So here if you're from the States and you say, oh, $20 in 2002 for a little PVC thing, it's like, what, are you crazy? No, I don't want to pay that. But here it seems about right for what the market was at the time, where Transformers wasn't really a huge thing, and as I've mentioned in a couple other videos, that was mostly didn't really take off until the second Michael Bay Transformers movie, is when the collector's market really exploded here. And even that, a lot of it is just that it's a lot of places are more willing to mail stuff abroad. When I was doing my online sales of Transformer stuff, a lot of places just it's, hey, you could make a ton of money if you were willing to ship this outside of Japan. And people I talked to were like, yeah, but we don't want to do that. That's a hassle. I did meet one collector who was very offended at the idea. He was like, these are like Japanese treasured items. We shouldn't mail them all outside of Japan. Although now that I think about it, I think that might have been a Super Sentai fan in regards to the like Geodanger, which became Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, being so much more profitable when you sell it outside of Japan. But yeah, these days it's not that big a deal to get a shipping label or do it through a service, especially when your profit margin can be hundreds of percent higher than it would be just selling to the people living in like Chikuzen Shingu. So yeah, hey, welcome to Freedom. Transformers Generation 1 exclusive convoy set. Glad you finally got out of that isolation station you've been in for years. I think I'm going to put this on one of my shelves. I've got a shelf of almost only Optimus Prime figures and Convoy, and also I got God Ginrai on there too, but shh, don't tell my OCD about it. That's about all for this. Hopefully we're going to be out of the state of emergency in the near future, so I will be able to get back to buying other cute stuff to take a look at, and not be limited to what's sitting in my junk drawers. But until then, thank you very much for joining me. I have been the Hobby Drifter. Take care in these uncertain times, and I will see you next time. Happy hobbying!